are a few things I believe. I believe that We Can Work It Out is the best Beatles song ever. I believe that there should be more players in baseball like Bob Gibson circa 1968. I believe that American democracy purposefully keeps the common man as far away from actual power as possible. I believe that the Olympics are possibly the most boring televised event in history, although investigations continue. I believe that robots will someday kill me in my sleep, that whiskey is the drink of the gods, and that almost none of you should be writing books. Everyone thinks they have a book in them, and this is probably true. Unfortunately, not everyone has a novel in them. Some of you have self-help books, dictionaries, or one of those books that's just amusing photos of cats. If you absolutely insist on writing novels, however, here's some drunken, ignorant advice. You have to have a story to tell. Most people want to tell their story, but I hardly discourage this. Most of you are boring. This doesn't mean you can't use yourself as fodder for your story. Anything can be entertaining if it's embellished enough. Sprinkle in challenges you never faced, philosophies you never followed, ninjas, dragons, and love affairs. Sadly, most of you, even with ninjas and dragons, are still going to be really, really dull. So dull, I will likely be willing to gnaw off my own arm in order to escape your droning ninja-infested story. You could always try Nazis. Nazis have powers that make even the worst stories seem interesting, but even then most of you will fail and write something about as exciting as Ayn Rand's books without the humorous parts, which is to say everything Ayn Rand ever wrote. It seems absolutely impossible that you could ever pile up enough words to form an actual novel. Even a long string of gibberish seems an impossibly heavy load, although there have been published books that certainly seem to be little more than a long string of gibberish. How then to plow through? Just start piling the words on. If you just keep pushing, eventually you'll have a big shitty pile of words which you can declare a novel and go get a drink. It helps if you have someone who will threaten to beat you up if you don't get some writing done. In my case, my lovely wife the Duchess computes my advance monies in terms of pairs of shoes and handbags, and thus is an excellent motivator. If you don't have your own Duchess, you can always hire someone, soccer hooligans are good, to beat you over the head with something whenever you stop typing for more than 30 seconds. This is the hardest, as the fun is in getting it down on paper, not on tweaking it and making sure the commas are in the right place. They usually are, and my comma abuse is becoming famous in the Midwest world. And the English is written goodly. Consider the following techniques. Lens revision. Deny yourself something until you've finished. This isn't as effective as it should be. The only thing worth giving up is booze, and without booze I don't function at top efficiency, which in turn retards the revision process. I prefer to be as drunk as possible when reading my own work in order to blunt the horror of my own prose. I recommend that anyone else reading my work also strive to be as drunk as possible. It helps. Speed revving. This is where I just decide I'm going to have all 100,000 words revised in 3 days. I accomplish this by reading every 5th word or so. Sometimes I just take 40 or 50 pages and decide they're fine. I figure any problems can be explained away pretty easily. Do not tell my editor this, she will send ninjas to kill me. Magic. I just let the manuscript sit on my desk for a few weeks and then declare it revised. Well, there you go. Get cracking. You should now be able to churn out books by the bucket load. Horrible, unreadable books, but books nonetheless.